Hey, what's up YouTube? Jared here with 4Guys Talking Cars, and I've got today a review of my 2020 GMC Acadia SLT. But before we jump into the review, please like and subscribe down below. It would be much appreciated. All right, let's get going. Now, before we get into the overview, consider this kind of a 2,500 mile check-in on the car, so to speak. I've had it for a few months and I've been using it as kind of a daily, but also I have taken it on quite a long road trip.
Oh, you can't beat the open road!
That said, I'm still figuring stuff out. I'm still learning things about this car. It's loaded with features, it's loaded with tech. I am a previous Acadia owner, and I drove a 2014 Acadia for about 6.5 years. So this was a huge change for me just in the tech alone. One of the first things you realize is, my goodness, I've got this Apple CarPlay thing and it's freaking great. So let's jump right into it. Now, I only recently purchased this vehicle in 2021, this year, and being a 2020, it helped me get a better deal than a 2021 model. As you know, end of month, end of year, or previous model years. So this is a brand new car, but it's a 2020. As I mentioned, I owned a GMC Acadia before this one and put over 110,000 miles on it. It was really a great car. You can see the pictures here. It literally gave me zero problems. The only exception being an airbag warning light that came on a few different occasions, but really that was more annoying than anything. Really, the big selling point for me originally of the Acadia was it was one of the few SUVs, crossovers, that came with available 6-passenger seating. And that means a second row captain's chairs. Not only is that a more comfortable experience traveling, but it's really an easier way to get to the back seats without having to flip the second row seats forward, you know, having to flip them down. You can just pass between the two seats, more like a minivan. For 2020, the Acadia got a pretty heavy facelift. That was after a redesign that shrunk the overall form factor in 2017 from the previous generation. The overall design language is pulled closer to GMC's truck line with a wide and high front grille and a cool hood. I also love the dual exhaust. My 2014 exhaust wasn't even visible. And the ruggedized rocker panels and fender flares are kind of cool. Couple of other really nice features. This vehicle comes with the automated lift gate, so when your hands are full of something, you just move your foot under the rear left of the vehicle. At night, you can actually see a light, a GMC light that is on the ground. You just move it under that rear corner, and the gate opens. And honestly, it works quite well. It's really pretty nice. The Acadia comes in a 4-cylinder and available V6 on some models. I was not going to play with the 4-banger. This is still a large vehicle, and for me, the V6 is mandatory. So the front-wheel drive is what I have here. This 3.6-liter power plant produces 310 horses and 271 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to GM's new Hydra-matic 9-speed automatic transmission is what they call it. It was developed in partnership with Ford and developed specifically for transverse motors. It's supposed to improve fuel economy and performance. I don't know about that, we'll see, but I can tell you that it's really smooth so far. And although there are a few reports that this new transmission has given some owners issues here and there, I personally have nothing to report after 2,500 miles.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah! But definitely something to keep my eye on. Compared to my 2014 Acadia, in the 2020, you sit a little bit lower.
That's what she said. Or he said.
And the driving experience is less truck and a little more car. Basically, it's a little bit more refined driving experience overall than the 2014. Yes, the Acadia 2020 is the latest GMC with what they call the electronic precision shift. And it's the one thing that, I gotta be honest, really threw me when I got into this vehicle for the first time. In fact, I just kind of stared at it. I kind of pushed and pulled the buttons, you know, and I just didn't know what to think. And I didn't even take the car for a test drive at that point. GM really did put a lot of engineering and focus group feedback into this design, which uses push buttons for selections where concern of a wrong choice is less, like neutral or park, and pull triggers for things like drive and reverse. Selections you would not want to accidentally select. The benefit here is obvious because it enables more storage room in the center console. You've got, you know, a full side-by-side cup holder. You've got other controls like the seats, driving modes, and then down underneath, you're no longer blocked out. There's more storage underneath here in the console here. So when I finally took this for a test drive, I gotta tell you, it took me all of about 2 minutes to get used to this, this transmission configuration. And while maybe it's not my favorite because it's just so different and new, honestly, don't fear it. It's no big deal. And if you don't get used to it on your test drive, on the way home, you'll be used to this. The layout of this vehicle on the interior is really terrific. And don't mind the stickers here. It's kind of a joke with me and the kids. How long can we keep them on? We're just having a little bit of fun there. But this vehicle is still very new, so we're just having fun with that. But there's really no wasted space across the dash. Everything is really laid out very nicely. I can easily get to things that I need to get to. I can make selections with the transmission or into the Infotainment Center, which is absolutely fantastic. This is new for 2020. And even over into the dash, which is nicely laid out, where you got a digital you know, selectable set of information in the middle, and then kind of your analog, you know, gauges on either side and above. And, you know, over to the left here, you've got things like preset memory for your seats, and even some controls for the lift gate in the rear, and of course windows and things like that. I didn't even realize that this thing has the auto folding mirror function. So boom, you can see me filming there. Kind of cool. Kind of cool, kind of cool. Toggling through some of the settings, you can see what I'm averaging from a fuel economy standpoint. Getting a little bit over 21 miles per gallon. Again, the bulk of my driving is around town. Honestly, for a V6 SUV, that's fantastic. And I can tell you that my previous Acadia, I was averaging 17 miles to the gallon. Another feature that's technology related that's really great for me on this car was the blind side indicators. I've never had that on a car before, and I'm telling you, it is helpful, really helpful. And it's something that I'm gonna make sure that my future cars have, because that's a big benefit. I gotta tell you, if you haven't had that before, go test drive a car with it. It's really helpful. This thing has leather seats in the first and second rows, and they are vented, i.e. cooled in the front, and heated in the front and heated in the rear. In fact, GM just sent me a survey about these seats, and I had very little negative to say. One of the cool features is that the car will actually determine the temperature and automatically start cooling the seats as you get into it. Really, really a cool feature. I like that a lot. One of the other things that is, I'm still trying to figure out whether I like it or not, is the auto stop start function. And this is, you know, supposed to save you gas, where the car will turn off at a stoplight and then start back up as soon as you lift your foot off the brake. Again, I'm not sure if I like that or not, but what's great is you can turn it off and you don't have to deal with that. So that is something I really like. I like that a lot, actually.
I like it a lot.
Also, on my long trip, I did have the chance to try out the various modes. You've got the touring mode, you've got snow, and you've got sport mode. And I will tell you, the sport mode definitely brings this SUV to life a little bit. You can totally feel the difference. Snow, I did go through some snow. Wasn't a ton of snow, but it was a little bit of snow. I don't know what the difference was, again, but this is a front wheel drive, so I really can't comment on that one too much. This SLT model also came with dual sunroofs. I've never seen that before. I'm sure it's out there, but that's definitely new for me. I haven't had a lot of cars with sunroofs, but having double sunroofs, kind of cool. I'm kind of liking it so far, and the kids certainly enjoy it, that's for sure. The vehicle also comes with plenty of charging stations in both the front and the rear, including even the third row seats. So as I mentioned, I'm still getting to know a lot of things on this car, and the Infotainment Center is just one of the many things I'm getting to know. One thing is that this car is equipped with multiple cameras around the car. And one of the cool features is the ability to look outside your car. It really helps with parking, with backing up, and there's multiple views, as you can see. You can look all the way around 360. You can look side. This right here, as you're pulling up to a curb, I've used this multiple times, and it's really, really helpful to not end up giving your car curb rash on your friggin' rims. So really, again, I'm just kind of figuring all this out. If anyone else has learned anything in this Infotainment Center, let me know, because you can control everything here. Again, you can control your audio. You've got your Apple CarPlay, your Android Auto. You can go into your climate and adjust everything here, etc. So really, really nice. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe our channel. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. I got the car started up here. I'm gonna jump in it and take off. It's a beautiful day, and hope you're having a good one. Take care.